welcome to another episode of the Rob Report. I'm your host, Robert Bob TV Brown. Before we get into this segment, by the end of this video, I want you to do a few things for me. First of all, if you like the video, hit the like button. Please do. If you don't like it, hit unlike. It's okay. Make sure you are subscribed to this channel. Sometimes, as Jimmy Dole would say, you find yourself unsubscribed and you need to make sure that you subscribe to this channel. Hit the notification bell right next to it so you can be notified when a new video is being dropped. Whoop, there it is. And more importantly, the super chat will be on for this segment. So if you want to donate toward the efforts of Bob TV, that's freely up to you. Any amount will help toward the growth of this channel. My name is Robert Brown with the Rob Report. Let's get into it. Well, good day, good day. Welcome to another episode of the Rob Report. I am your humble host, Robert Bob TV. That's my name, Bob TV. That's my name for this political spectrum, Bob TV. Don't forget it. I was getting away from it, trying to get everybody to recognize my real name. Now, some things, just let it go. I'm Bob TV. You know, you can call me Bob TV, okay? And we're going to get into this topic, AOC Medicare for All Hypocrite. Is she a hypocrite? What do we have to prove that she's a hypocrite? We're going to talk about that today. But before we get into it, we're going to like, share, hit the notification bell. Now, look, not for nothing. YouTube got me on the shadow ban. I went from approaching fastly 11,000 to now I'm under 9,000. Now, like, I know what I'm saying may be controversial, but come on now, everybody, come on now, come on. Come on. Come on now, come on. I know I say some controversial stuff, but come on. Well, come to find out, good buddy from my work at Google in Chelsea told me here in New York, said, no, they got your shadow man, bruh. Your category is in the area of movie trailers. People can't find you. They're not going to see your posts, your tags. They erase your tags, the tags that you put in. You know, they're doing this on purpose. Tyrannical companies. These are public utilities that they pimp people off, that they use people for money, for advertising dollars. They're using the customers, they're using the content creator to make them millions from advertising dollars. Facebook does the same thing. What do you do? How do you battle that? These are two of the biggest, largest platforms out to get information out there. But that is changing. Places like Rockfan, BitChute, Julian Assange, I think his sister or wife getting ready to start something. Well, you can't throttle us. You can't hold us back. You can't do what you do. You can't stop us from getting the message out. You can't do it. Or can you? So they got me on the shadow ban. So I went from 11,000 to under 9,000. And not for nothing, I don't want them monetized. I don't want them advertising on this. I don't want them to make one red dollar. You know, I don't make one red dollar off this because they always demonetize me. So I beat them to it. So I go to you guys. I say, hey, you know, whatever you can spare during a month, throw a donation. A donation is not pay. I'm not earning pay. It's a donation to the channel because it does take time for me to do all this stuff. And any donations matter. But see, I don't even worry about that because at the end of the day, I got to work. This is considered work, but I still got to eat. I still got to pay bills. I still got to do everything that everybody else. So I either way, the show goes on. The show goes on. So, you know, I'm having issues with YouTube and Facebook throttling me. So make sure that you subscribe. Go double check every week. Double check because they unsubscribe you. They don't care whether you. They don't ask for your permission. Man, I don't want you listening to this dude. Unsubscribe. Like. Share. Hit the notification bell. Make sure it's on always. That way, when you know a video drop, whoop, there it is. That's what I call the stimulus check when it hits your account. Whoop, there it is. So, you know, that's that. Also, I never really told anybody about this. I want to show you something. You know, I do music. I try not to be a singer or nothing like that. I don't consider myself a singer. I do all right, but I ain't no Luther, nobody. I'm none of that. But I can sing average. I love writing music, and I love writing beautiful music. So I had a ton of music, and I really, really realized that one day you can be here, and one day you can be gone. And I believe everybody on this earth have gifts and talents on the inside that they never really tap into and knew how to get it out of them. Mine was writing music, writing lyrics, not musical arrangements, even though I do that too. So I decided to put out an album called Pure Intimacy Volume 1. My stage name is Bobby Beautiful. You want to go check that out? It is a inspirational, uplifting music. You're not going to find a lot of vulgar and, songs about thongs and pull your panties out with my teeth and all that. You're not going to find that there. But it's going to be more inspirational songs about loving yourself, loving others. Just I try to write beautiful music. Therefore, that's why I call myself Bobby. And beautiful is the music that is written on this platform, the music that is arranged on this platform. I got a wonderful producer, Tony Sway. I do my own music also. And then I invite our other artists to feature on this. So the first album, not that many people featured on it. It's just me. All the songs I wrote and performed myself. Don't laugh. But then I got Volume 2 coming out right here. And it's going to feature different artists that, that you may never heard of. different artists that you may never heard of. Now, am I trying to become a musical artist or nothing? No. I just believe you should die empty. I believe you got gifts and talents. You should not let them go to the grave with you. They should be out to be a blessing. Now, my music, I may not have the ability to do something with my music like I want, but somebody might hear it and decide to do something with it. So what I'm going to do before we get into this lesson, I'm going to give you a sample of what I'm working on right now on the Volume 2 album. I'm going to give you one verse of a song that I call You're Beautiful. And like to hear it? Here we go.
I never knew a love like this. I never knew this kind of love exists. And all this time, you were always there, knocking on the door of my heart because you care. You gave my life direction. You became my GPS and guided me through the intersection. We made a right off of lust and greed. No thugging anymore, you're supplying all my needs. According to your riches and glory. You know the moral of the story? He gave his life for you and me because he really, really do love you and me. And there is no greater love than this. So why would you want to resist this amazing love, that hot blazing love, that everlasting love? He made a covenant to love you.
You are so beautiful, so beautiful to me. Lord, you are so beautiful to me.
You give that good love, Emmanuel. You snatched me from a life full of hate and hell.
That's it. That's all you're going to get until I get the C notes, like Martin Lawrence said. That's it. That's it. That's it. All you're going to get from me. But like I said, I put out the music because I'm not, I mean, I take the money if I can make some money off of it, but I don't do it for the money. I do it for the mission. I do it because I believe that if you have something in you, you got to get it out so other people can be blessed. And I've had people say they were tremendously blessed, especially a song on the Volume 1 called I'm Nothing Without You. Go check that out. But anyway, let me get off this. Shame on me for not telling you about it, like I said, it's just something I feel that I got to do, and I did it, and I'm kind of proud of myself that I actually released the first one after always wanting to do it. Now I got the second one coming out. After this one, the third one's coming out in September. It's going to be all featured, none of me. And that's what Bobby Beautiful is all about. It's about my music, somebody else's musical talent, creating the song, the musical arrangements, and other people's vocal skills, rap skills, other. Anyway. All right, so let's get in this topic today. AOC, is she a Medicare for All hypocrite? Well, I can tell you this. AOC represents a district I used to live in, Parkchester. Yeah, I used to live over there in the area where they call Bronx Park East. And she represents that area. Matter of fact, I bumped into her this year. Y'all saw the video of me asking her about reparation and why you're trying to lump that up with everybody else and why you got to figure out we got to do a study. You don't need to study. Stop this foolishness. We already done studied. Everything's done. Just listen to us and you implement it. No study. So she was here the other day with the, I think, Teamster Union over there in Hunts Point, where there's a lot of warehouses and stuff coming in, being imported. I used to live close to that area, Seneca Avenue. It's really, really hoodie area. Prostitutes up down the street galore. I had a prostitute try to proposition me and my dog. He said, "What you and your dog doing? Y'all want a little company?" I'm like, "Y'all?" The dog was like, She was trying to give me and the dog. Let me stop. But it's true. It's true. Nevertheless, she was here. Now, if I'd known she was here, I'd have went out there and called her out, man, on this Medicare for All forced to vote. I, honestly speaking, that when she came to start some stuff, but she got beat up and roughed up and she punked out. She tapped out, man. It's like Brock Lesnar put her in the chokehold. And then these things right here happened to her that made it even worse. Hollywood. Oh, on The View. The View can't stand her. Well, they like her now. I don't hear them talking about her as much as they used to be. Why? Because she's not being brutal toward Nancy Pelosi. She called Nancy Pelosi Mama Bear, the worst thing in the world you can ever do. Now, I was watching Cobra Kai season 3, and one of the most important scenes of that movie was when Sing Si gave the little boy a mouse.
Bert, what do you think?
Clarence?
Clarence. Good. Here, take him.
He's so cute, guys.
And they were like, "Oh, he's so cute," and he started rubbing the mouse and things like that. And he said, "You like the mouse? Good. Then it's time to feed."
It's almost lunchtime.
Ooh, can I feed him?
No.
It's time for lunch. And he was like, "Oh, what we're going to give the little mouse?"
But you can feed him.
What does he like to eat?
He likes to eat Clarence. It's okay, come on. Come on. Come on. There you go.
The guy grown so attached to the mouse that he could not give the mouse up.
It's okay. I understand. Clarence is your friend. It's okay to object. Who else objects?
They got too attached to the rat. They got so attached to the rat that they was protective of the rat. They didn't want to give the rat up.
You're off the team. Get out!
What?
I said out! Get!
They did not want to give that rat up. And I thought that scene was so powerful in understanding that there's some people you can't get a relationship with. You can't. It's gonna mess up your ability to get things done. One of the reasons why Bernie Sanders can go full revolution is because his good friend Joe Biden. Familiarity, what the Bible said, kills the anointing. Your ability to really break things can be weakened when you're too familiar with a person, place, or a thing. First of all, people like Nancy Pelosi gave her power, gave her prestige, and now she's popping up on The View. Y'all thought she did that on her own. She's featured in Vanity Fair. She was featured on an article with the entire squad, including Nancy Pelosi. She's been on the Late Show with Stephen Colbert. I mean, just many places that she's been at. I asked Jamal Bowman, and I asked all of you people that's in Congress right now, don't get too friendly, because some of the people who you think are on your side are not on your side. If they can get rid of you, they'll get rid of you because they got an agenda. And they're going to try to use friendship. They're going to do what Sensei did. Going to use compassion and friendship to get you to be weakened. To get you in a position where you can't strike when you need to strike. Your familiarity is making you vulnerable. And that's what happened to AOC. She got too close to Nancy Pelosi. And now when we told her that the best chance to get Medicare to a floor vote, and we got to take advantage of every chance that we got, is to deny her the speakership unless she promises. We couldn't even get her to get a promise. Who cares whether she reneged on the promise or not? At least get her on record that she's going to do it. Of course, she's not going to put up for a floor vote the day after she get nominated and confirmed. But at least make her say, I will put it to a floor vote. Same thing with Mitch McConnell. Your familiarity would not push Mitch McConnell to put the stimulus package to a floor vote. All of y'all should have been going after her for Medicare, all just like all of you guys should have been going after Mitch McConnell in the Senate, Republican and Democrat. But your familiarity, your friendship, your camaraderie stop you. Now, honestly speaking, now Bernie Sanders was not a friend of Obama, was not a friend of Hillary Clinton, so he could have been a little more vicious. And for him to finally bend the knee and try to sheepdog to get people to support her over Trump, it was hard to do for him. But when it came to Joe, it wasn't. His familiarity is the snake. He allowed Joe Biden to become the rat. And he couldn't feed Joe Biden to us, the people. I'm going to be moving to Panquake, which is going to be a social media platform where we'll be able to have all the freedom that we want. So I'm going to be moving to Panquake. We're raising money. So far, we got 17,000. But we're going to try to build a social media platform that allow you freedom of speech. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going off YouTube. And I'm not going off of Facebook. They're going to have to kick me out. And even then, I'm going to have a backup channel that you can go to. Now, let me find this. All right, so here we go. AOC, GOP lawmakers fearful of threat if they impeach Trump over privilege. So AOC is shouting out every Democrat, every Republican, pretty much Republican, calling them cowards, punk mother, little BITC. She calling them everything in the book if they don't vote against Trump. Baby, you can't, how you gonna call them out, but get mad when we call you out? Many of us narrowly escaped death. Representative Ocasio-Cortez recounted Capitol insurrection. So the Bronx girl, the Bronx, New York girl, the home of I'll mug you in a minute. Well, your grandma will mug somebody. Well, a little baby will run up on you and say, you know what time this is? Give it up. A little baby. Many of us narrowly escaped death. Representative Ocasio-Cortez recounted Capitol insurrection. How about the soldiers out there? How about the many times they escaped deaths? So you escaped death one time. Oh, now you real mad because these people, you feared that these people was going to come in and get you? Now I can understand the fear is going to be there, but you're supposed to be Bronx girl, Queens girl, tough girl, Jenny from the block. That's who you're supposed to be. And you was in fear. And because you were in fear, you want to shame the Republicans just if they don't vote to remove him from office. And look, they should be ashamed. They should be ashamed. And you guys should be ashamed that when you had the chance to get rid of him, you didn't. You could have got him on the monument clause instead of this phony old Russian bull crap. You could have got him on the monument clause, but you couldn't do that because your good friend and your mama bear violated the monument clauses herself. Half of the Capitol have violated the monument clause, so it's going to be tough to impeach somebody on the monument clause when all are guilty of it themselves. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez urged Republican colleagues to stand up to death threats and vote for impeachment. Well, the impeachment vote went through in the House. The trial and the conviction is going to happen in the Senate. As of right now, Mama Bear, your girlfriend, have not taken it to the Senate. She want to play the long wait game. This disgusts me about Nancy Pelosi. She played the long wait game on our $1,400 stimulus check. We should be getting another $2,000 check on top of the we should have got a $1,400 check before the election, but she was afraid that it may cause Trump to get some brownie points. So she'll rather the American people suffer than give Trump any brownie points. What make you think Trump is going to get brownie points anyway? Trump ain't giving nobody no favors. That's our money. You people, Trump, Mnuchin, Pelosi, all these fools messing with our money, playing games with our money, and they fearing somebody's going to get happy and vote for somebody because they decide to give us our money. Hell, your salary is our money. Your $240-something thousand a year, Nancy, is coming from us. Your free food at the Capitol, your free insurance, everything, education, extra education, whatever, your travel is on us. So she's trying to be big, bold, and strong about a vote. Stand up to death threats and vote for impeachment. How about you stand up to humiliation? Stand up to your fear of Nancy Pelosi and your fear of not getting no position on these committees. Because we ain't put you in Congress to sit on a bunch of committees. We put you in Congress to do the work of the people. Now, if they want to put you on a committee, that's them. We then vote. We don't put people on committees. We put people in position of power to get things done for the people. So you're going to sit here and say, I urge your Republican colleague, my Republican colleagues, stand up to death threats and vote for impeachment. You can't stand up against Pelosi and say, look, I'm not going to vote for you until you put Medicare for all to a floor vote. This is a signature piece of your platform. This is how you got famous. And I can sit there and look up the videos ridiculing you where you just show yourself to be a hypocrite. Talking about we got to stand up against the establishment. We got to bring the ruckus. Huh? Ha! Bring the ruckus. Ocasio-Cortez urges swift Trump impeachment. First of all, how's she getting these headlines? Because she's one of the most popular people in Congress right now. And what she should have used is her ability, her power to get herself. She could at least nominated herself to be speaker. What's stopping her? America view her with high positive ratings. More than anybody in the House. Her popularity is more than anybody, including those who want that position like Hakeem Jeffrey and all these other Nancy Pelosi suck-ups. Popularity is nowhere near AOC. She could have said, look, either you're going to vote, you're going to put Medicare for all to a floor vote, or I'm going to put myself in the running. But no. Nancy Pelosi became her little mouse. She called her Mama Bear. The woman who has most of the power with America is bending the knee to Mama Bear, who has a 23% approval rate. Nancy Pelosi got one of the crappiest approval rate. Trump is more popular than her. Donald Trump is more popular than Nancy Pelosi 2 times. And AOC got the nerves, the skull, Republican leaders, and tell them, get some balls, get some ovaries, and vote this man out of office and convict him. When she haven't even used her own ovaries to say, Nancy Pelosi, this is business. This ain't personal. At least do that. This is business. We're in a freaking pandemic. People sick as a dog. People dying left and right. We over 400,000. Think about the medical bills going to be results of the people who died. Close friends of mine who I love died because they wasn't even giving the proper information out. They died. And you couldn't even push her to a freaking floor vote. Let me keep going. Ocasio-Cortez slammed Graham after he calls for the nation to move on without impeachment. Now, look, Lindsey Graham is an idiot. He's just a bona fide idiot, racist, bigot, idiot. He is. No, we can't move on after that. You move on after he's out of office. You moved on after he's been convicted. He's been impeached twice. Impeaching somebody don't mean jack. Bill Clinton was impeached. Heck, more people gonna get impeached for some of the dumbest things because you guys are too petty. You're too petty on the left, you're too petty on the right, and if somebody farts smell like collard greens, you'll be trying to impeach them. Move on. You only move on after you close this chapter, Lindsey Graham. Don't be no punk now. Don't be an AOC. Don't be an AOC. AOC, how you going to slam him because he wants to move on without making that hard decision? Because you definitely wanted to move on without making that hard decision, but you gonna make this hard decision. You had a prime opportunity, but we ain't gonna let you up because we gonna be on your ASSSSSS whatever. Excuse me, Lord. I get a little, excuse me. Sorry. 87% of Democrats support Medicare for all through Joe Biden, though Joe Biden doesn't. Yet, Kamala Harris was called on 60 Minutes about you were the most progressive I think Mike Pence said that. Stop. You're the first person to sign Bernie's legislation on Medicare for all, and you also was supporting Jayapal's Medicare for all. I mean, not for nothing. You can't even push something that's 87%. This is how dumb and idiotic we have gotten when it comes to applying the pressure on these political nutwings and denying them power. I mean, we really going to have to really put some pressure on these people for reparation and all that. You got 87% of Democrats support Medicare for all. I think total together, 75% of all Americans support Medicare for all. So majority of Americans support it. And you can't even get Biden. Biden said, you put that thing on my desk, man, I'm going to rip. I'm going to rip it up. And now Kamala Harris saying, hey, whatever Joe says. Bernie Sanders saying, we're going to just, support Joe. I don't know who we is. You mean you. You going to support Joe because you another person that has become the mouse. You've gotten too close to the Democratic Party and the caucus with them to the Democratic so hard that you done became so buddy with them and they smile in your face all the time and want to take your place. Backstabber. They can't stand you, and they did everything they could to stop you from being nominated, including rigging and cheating in the Democratic primaries in 2016. You have allowed the mouse of the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party is your mouse, and you can't even feed them to the snake when the snake is hungry. And when I mean the snake is the American people. We are hungry, and you can't even feed them to us. You're trying to defend and protect them. Oh, boy. Now, these articles saying the left's most naive cynics have turned on AOC. No, Eric Levitz. AOC has turned on her constituents. We saw opportunity to seize, an opportunity to strike while the iron is hot. We saw open space to do an uppercut. Don't mean we're going to win. Don't mean we're going to get the knockout. But if you see a open space in the jaw that you know you can get a punch in, you take the punch. You on the side of the basketball court and you got a clear shot for a three-pointer, take the shot. You're not going to be able to get in the inside because too many people on the inside. So you're alone on the outside, you take the shot. Michael Jordan said, the reason I'm successful is because I take a lot of shots, even though I miss it. He said, the reason I'm successful is because I miss more shots than you. You got the nerves, Eric Levitz of the Intelligencer, that say the left's most naive cynic. Cynics? Who the hell are you calling naive cynics? Who the heaven are you calling naive? Heaven and hell, not cuss words. Turned on AOC. Who said we're loyal to AOC? Who say that's our girl? Let me tell you something. I don't owe no allegiance to no freaking politician, to no party. I see you and I see people put you in a position. I may put a vote to put you in a position. I expect you to go work. I don't expect you to become Hollywood. I don't expect you to pander to your comrades. I expect you to work with your comrades, but I don't expect you to pander to your comrades. Kiss a little butt here and there to get on a committee. Call them Mama Bear. I don't expect you to get too friendly with these people that now they're your rat and you can't feed them to the snake. Mommy, no, I don't want to feed Jimmy to the snake. Girl, you put Jimmy on there. Mommy, I don't want to feed the goldfish to the Oscars. Girl, you put how else that Oscar gonna survive? How else that snake gonna survive? How are you gonna survive unless you eat? My uncle used to say, look, bro, when you catch that fish, put him in the don't you be playing around there, put him right in the cooler and go get another one. Because after we done, we're going to gut him. We're gonna scale him and gut him and fry him and eat him. He ain't tell me to take that fish home, put him in a fish bowl or a fish tank, and become friends with him. You will never get the nutrients you need if you want to be buddy with the food. Ah, look at that cute deer. Let me tell you, look at that cute deer. Let me tell you something. Them hunters out there, yeah, I know that deer's cute as a button, but I'm not looking at that deer. I'm looking at some food. They ain't out there trying to befriend the deer. They trying to shoot that sucker. They trying to skin him and eat. Because they know the survival is based on not getting too friendly. And the problem with AOC and a lot of these people in Washington, D.C., they're too close and too friendly where they can't make a decision for the American people. And that's the reason why you didn't have your political revolution, is because Bernie Sanders is too freaking familiar with the Democratic establishment. Jimmy Dore is right. AOC should force a flow vote. Yeah, he's right. Now, I know y'all people don't like the way Jimmy do, because Jimmy, you got to understand personality traits. Jimmy is a caloric. He's a caloric sanguine. He's more caloric than sanguine. Sanguine. It's a dominant person. You got people like that. And you got to charge it to their head, not to their heart. Now, every now and then, you got to jerk them and say, who the crap you talking to? You be talking to me like that. Especially when you see somebody that's passionate about what they do, and when they're really serious and, you know, they done been through hell and high water, they ain't got time to be playing no monkey funky games with you. We ain't got time to be playing. This is the time now. We ain't got time to be calling and babying no politician. We're not going to sit there and do what you guys do in Washington, D.C. You're not going to, I'm telling you people, if you want things to change, you cannot become friends with these rats or these cute mouses. Robert, that's hard. You calling politicians rat. Well, let me change my language. You can't sit there and get too cute. Your mama bought you a python. The python that you've been asking for is in the cage. That python cannot eat goldfish food or fish chippings or none of that. That python eat white mices. You sitting up there playing with the mice, getting too familiar with the mice, too cute. When it's time to feed Billy the snake, the python, you got to make a decision. Mommy, can we find something else? Can we get Billy some salad? No, you better feed Billy that mouse. Because Billy eat mouse. You better feed Oscar that goldfish. Because those flakes ain't enough. Jimmy is right. And now you got people like Chink Yu and all these crazy people trying to side with AOC. You want to know why? Because they allowed AOC to become their mouse. And AOC allowed Nancy Pelosi to become their mouse. And Bernie Sanders allowed Joe Biden to become their mouse. It happens that way. One thing I could say about Trump was not having no mouses. He'll throw anybody on the bus. Heck, he'll throw Melania on the bus. He is all for himself. He is that Cobra Kai instructor. I said that lesson to the Cobra Kai instructor. I love the Karate Kid. I love the Cobra Kai series. I sit there and listen to the instructor talk to these kids, and he sounds just like Trump. Now, he's a bad guy, but he sounds just like Trump. You get a chance to go watch Cobra Kai on Netflix. He sounds just like Trump. Trump wasn't trying to get too familiar with people where they become their mouse. And he realized that the people who had a potential to become his mouse, they were turning on him. And the Democratic Party want him to be fed to them because they thought they were snakes. Alexander Ocasio-Cortez says reject left-wing calls to force Pelosi to hold a Medicare for all vote in exchange for her vote for speaker. Because Nancy Pelosi had become her white mouse. Her mama bear. When people get pet names for somebody, these cute names, nicknames, they compromise. Reading in the Bible, Jesus called these people vipers and snakes. He wasn't trying to be pals with the Pharisees and Sadducees. He wasn't trying to be palling around with the Roman government. Jesus was calling all of them out. Man, I was reading in the Bible, man, people want to see this. Oh, Jesus, man of peace, man of love. Man, Jesus saw them people making money in the church. Jesus got upset, turned the tables over, took a whip, and beat they behind out of that church, out of the synagogue. Whooped their behind with a whip. And Jesus would tell his disciples, you ain't got time with these men. Those people are vipers. Wolves in sheep's clothing. You ain't got time for that. Identify them. Now remember this guy right here. This guy used to work with Louis Sepulveda over here in Parkchester. Jacobin said Jimmy Dore is right about the urgency of Medicare for all, but AOC isn't the problem. She is a problem. She's one of many. We didn't just ask her. We asked them all. But she was one of the first one to resist and make excuses. Why? Because she don't want to put her little mice in the aquarium with the snake. This thing ain't over with. You guys got to keep hitting these people. These same people I'm talking to also about reparation for ADOS, for blacks, for native blacks, for foundational blacks, the ones that's been here since the Middle Passage, the ones that's been here since chattel slavery. I'm telling every one of these people, Barbara Lee, all of them, y'all need to push this. I'm on the phone telling them. Jamal Bowman is kind of stepping up to the plate a little bit, but I still got one eye up like The Rock because he's new. I want to see how tough, when the heat is on, are he going to allow these people to embrace him to the point where he start looking at them as mice? Or is he going to keep his eye on us, the snake? Hi, how you doing? This is a little tough, right? A little tough. But the point I want to make is when you have a job to do, your number one purpose is to do the job. You can't let friendships get in the way. It's in everything. You can't let relationships get in the way of you doing your job. Nancy Pelosi does it. All of them does it. Is AOC a hypocrite? Yes, in this, yes. How in the world are you going to talk down on the Republicans? And they should be talked down to, but not by you. Because the same thing you're asking them to do, you're not able to do yourself because of fear. Because of fear. They may be fearing their life. That's a greater fear. You're not fearing your life voting against Nancy Pelosi. You're not fearing your life trying to threaten that, look, if you don't push Medicare for all, I'm going to run. I'm going to run. You realize how powerful my popularity is? You don't recognize how my voice can be a benefit to you or a bad thing for you. Hashtag force to vote. If not, I'm going to run against you or I'm gonna prop up Baba Lee and ask everybody else to run, support her. I'm gonna prop up somebody who's gonna force the vote. And if that's me, that's me. And it ain't personal, Mama Bear. This is business. See, you taking that rat and feeding it to the snake, it's not personal. That snake gotta eat. You cried, you begged for that cool looking white boa constrictor or whatever it is, python. And that sucker done got big now and he's stretching across the whole couch. You're gonna have to move from if you can't give them a freaking mouse, how in the world are you gonna give them a pig? Or a chicken? A whole chicken that's already dead. AOC has disappointed me more than once. This is the reason why I don't support people just to support them. I support you based on what you do. I don't see you doing nothing, I'm not supporting you. I'm in the Bronx. I live in the Bronx. I've been living in the Bronx for a long time. AOC has barely did anything for the people in the Bronx. Oh yeah, during the COVID time, she got some PPEs, she got some food. You're supposed to do that. She's supposed to be fighting like I don't know what to get more money to the community centers. Fight like I don't know what to fund after school program. Fight like I don't know what to get computers to kids who don't have computers that's doing homeschooling during this COVID crisis. She should be fighting like she should be fighting. People out here sick and dying of COVID and a whole bunch of other things. She should be fighting like I don't know what to take advantage of every opportunity to force a vote and put whatever kind of leverage or threat that she had. And one of the most powerful leverages she had was that opportunity to say, Nancy Pelosi, we're standing here saying that we will vote for you, but you got to promise to force the vote. If you can't promise us to force the vote, then we can't promise that we're going to vote for you, and scare the living crap out of her with that. We know this is what you want. We know you love it. We got you on video saying that, yes, I'm powerful. I'm powerful. I'm powerful. Craving power. If she crave it, you got to hold it back from her and say, you want it? Then I need something in exchange for it. Don't you dare sit here and ridicule and scold. You do not have the right, the privilege, or anything to scold Republicans about fear of not voting to remove Trump. You can't do it. Get somebody else to do it. You cannot do it, AC, because you can't even stand up against your own mama bear. Folks, you are the snakes that they need to feed. Don't you dare let them make their comrades the white mouse. They need to tell them, if you don't do this, I'm going to have to put you in the hands of the people. Now, I don't condone none of this crap that Trump supporters did. Storming the Capitol is crazy. Now, they had the right to protest, they had the right to boycott or whatever. That's what they should have did. Now, what's going to happen because of this, they're going to tell you you can't even go to people's houses and protest. Because they fear that you might raid their house. And you absolutely have a right to go and protest any way you want, long as you don't invade public property. The people who bamboozled and graffitied Nancy Pelosi house and Mitch McConnell house, I get the frustration. And look, if you think you becoming a martyr to get the message out, I get that too. I'm willing to go to jail for this. I get that. Some things you should be willing to go to jail for, but not breaking and entering and going in there and taking away from them and threatening their lives. No. But if you want to do about 5 years for vandalizing, understand that you're going to get caught and you're going to go to jail. There's many ways you can clap back and protest, and those you don't have to do those things. We need to continue to put the pressure on AOC and any politician on that list and tell them, look, don't let your relationship with these politicians stop you from doing what we sent you here to do. We sent you here to do a job. Don't you dare go full Bernie, Joe Biden's my friend. Don't you do that crap. That's the reason why he is not president. That's the reason why none of the things that he was trying to implement is going to ever get implemented. Ever. Because he's too close. He's too familiar. And when you need to be aggressive about getting things done, you can't, because your relationship with that person have made you passive. You're passive aggressive. A passive aggressive cannot lead a political movement. And somebody who wants to make friends cannot lead a political movement. That I welcome your hatred, Bernie Sanders don't fall in that category. Because he looked like he didn't welcome Joe Biden's hatred. All he wanted was to welcome his friendship. And it seemed like, and that right there is the reason much will not get done, even if he is budget chairman. Joe Biden still calls the shot. Because, why? Because he don't want to go against his good friend. He wanted to keep his relationship with Joe Biden. He want to protect Joe Biden. He don't want to feed Joe Biden to the snakes. Figuratively speaking. And let me make this clear, because you got these people over here ready to shut you down. When I say feed you to the snakes, he don't want to put them in a position where he have to talk to the American people about not taking power away from Joe, or taking power away from Nancy, or anybody else who's not doing the will of the people. I'm Robert Brown with the Rob Report. Don't you dare let these politicians get too familiar with their comrades to the point that they can't push back on them. They always talk about getting at Republicans, and Republican talking point is the Republicans, it's the Republican, and it is. But they never sit there and say, it's some of us too. It's Joe Manchin, it's James Clyburn, it's Hakeem Jeffries. They never say that. It's the CBC. They never write their own out. They never feed their own to the snake. They want to call it the mices. Black mice, white mice, brown mice, it don't matter. They want to protect them. They don't want to feed them. That we cannot have happen. I'm Rob Brown with the Rob Report. I'll holler at you later. Peace.
You're off the team. Get out!
What?
I said out! Get